Evening, Spen.
Evening, Chris, you alright?
Yeah, just a disappointing result in the end yesterday. Can you give us your thoughts?
Yeah, it is. It's a tough one to take. I thought for 65, 70 minutes, whatever it was, until they scored their first goal, I thought were absolute class. For me, that period, or nearly three-quarters of the game, probably the best we've played this season. I thought defensively we were absolutely superb. I mean, it took them 35 minutes to actually get a shot on goal. Delighted JC was back. I only did 90 minutes yesterday. It wasn't the intention, but he got through it. And I thought Sam Liversidge also looked really good as well. Kept the ball well. He knows how to defend. A bit more experience in there. And then he was gone 2 goals up. Dougie's gone to the end of Sam's cross. Fantastic ball in, but that really was created by Rich Patterson playing the free kick very quickly. And that's the kind of player that Pat is. He's an intelligent footballer. We've moved it quickly. Dougie's finished it off, and we're getting at half time, and we're thinking, it's 1-0. We're doing fantastic. Let's keep it going. And then we get a second from Hayes, which issue was causing havoc. Sorry, the screaming in the background against my kids. Issue causing havoc, and Hazel's put it away, and it's 2-0. And you think, we're looking comfortable here, and unfortunately, for the goal, Hugo just probably took a touch when he didn't need to. As he's cleared it, obviously it's bounced off there forward and gone in the back of the net, which, it's just one of those things. He could have gone anywhere. And then to get the second goal, which is the one that really disappointed us, to be honest with Chris, because, the lads cut in from the right-hand side. He's beat JC, which is fair enough, but then there's 2 players who had the opportunity to actually put pressure on the ball, pressure on the play, and we've not done that. And he's run across, and to be honest, it's a fantastic finish, isn't it? Top corner. And then, the real talking point, it's the third goal for them. It's, Darker hasn't fouled the player, he's thrown himself on the floor. The referee, I can't explain why he's given the free kick, but he has, and that leads to their goal. And, the referee, in fairness, in the first half wasn't too bad, but God knows what he had at half-time in his half-time brew, because he came out the second half and he completely lost the plot. He let their players influence the game. Christie came on, we were speaking about a little earlier. He's shouting to the line for the referee. He's got his foot over the line for a throw-in when, Ben hasn't. And they were just giving decisions based on appeals. And, apologies to the fans and to the players who all for getting sent off. But I was really frustrated yesterday, because that's the second time this week a referee's decision has cost us. And they do a fantastic job, and I'm a big fan of referees. But, the one we had on Tuesday night is disallowed a perfectly good goal. Jam has gone up, won the header, Burns has put it in. We'd have got a draw against Alvechurch. And it's not just us getting the 1 point, it stopped them getting 3 points.
Yeah, correct,
it's for Bedworth as well. And, the lads on Tuesday, not everybody performed, but when you look at the game yesterday, mate, I'd say we couldn't have asked of any more. Individual errors have cost us for the 2, really, because we could have done better on those 2 goals. But in terms of work rate, I couldn't have asked any more of the lads yesterday. I really couldn't. I thought for that 65, 70 minute period were absolutely superb.
Yeah. I was going to say, I don't want to sort of go on about officiating, because it seems we're bringing it up every week, but and it is a tough job for them. But we expect so much of our players, and sometimes though it's just really frustrating when kind of incompetency lets you down and could cost you over the season.
Chris, and the thing is, it's we both know it's a tough job that we do, but it's 2 big decisions in probably our 2 most important games of the season.
Yeah.
Alvechurch and Bedworth. This was a huge week for us, and that's not the reason only we've lost the games. Of course, it's not, but it doesn't help. And the referee yesterday was strutting around like a peacock. He wouldn't speak to players, and there's real arrogance about the man.
Yeah.
And he got a lot wrong. He got a lot wrong for Bedworth as well. It's not just us.
He did, yes. It was consistent before.
It actually led to a goal. When the kids, he saw himself on the floor.
Yeah.
There's hardly any contact whatsoever there, and it was like that. All the second half. I really don't. I had a chat with him at half time, because players were jumping in and jumping into other players and actually going for the ball. I said to him, somebody's going to get injured here. You need to have a lolook at it, ref. So I'm not trying to referee the game for you, but have a look at it in the second half, because somebody is going to come a cropper. But we've just got to move on from it, really. It's just tremendously disappointing, and how much work's gone into this week. For everybody in the football club, not just the players and the coaching staff, but off the field, how much work goes in. But we pick ourselves up now, mate, and Swallow Nest on Tuesday. Hopefully that's going to be on. The forecast isn't particularly good. and then Carlton at the weekend. But it's very tight. There's 11 games to play. There's 33 points to play for.
Yeah.
And but the thing for me yesterday is the performance. Alvechurch, we didn't perform, and to be fair, they were the better side on Tuesday. It'd been nice if that goal had been allowed and they nicked a point, but they were the better side. Yesterday, for 3/4 of the game, we were absolutely superb, and we definitely deserved something out of it. But if we can put a performance like that against Swallowness and against Carlton and moving forward, then we're going to be okay. Automatic promotion is going to be difficult, but you just never know, do you? Until it's mathematically impossible, we're not giving up on that.
That's it. Yeah, I was going to say after a magnificent 9-game winning run, we're now winless in 4 and have lost three of those. So, how do we change that?
It's a mentality thing. I think that one of the worst things that happened to us was actually beating Market Drayton 8-0.
Yeah.
If it had been 2-1, you took the 3 points. But I think it's great to win like that. But I think, the attitude going to Peterborough Sports the week after was one of the, we can just turn up here. Yeah. Kids Grove had a very bad half an hour and then were unbelievable.
We were,
for the next 60-65 minutes. I mean, like I said, last time we spoke, we created 14 chances in that 60-minute period, one every 4 or 5 minutes. And Alvechurch, we weren't all on it against Alvechurch, as we said, but, a lot, half of the 5 or 6, that's putting a real performance against Alvechurch, and they all did it yesterday, so the pleasing thing, even though we've lost, it's a performance.
Yeah.
And, individual mistakes, they're going to happen. It's football, they happen at all levels. I came home last night and usually I'm gutted after a defeat, but I was really pleased with the performance.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of positives to take, for sure. And,
we're value for money anyway. I think we've scored 100 goals this season.
Conceded 120, haven't we?
It's like the old Kevin Keegan, we'll try and score one more than you, I suppose. So
a poor man's Newcastle.
That's it. But
it is entertaining. It is an entertainment industry. Football, whatever level you're at, people do get good value. There's definitely going to be goals at our games, but we've got to stop shipping them.
I think the fans. I think the fans, to be honest, would. I'm not speaking on behalf of all the fans, but all the fans want to see is effort and trying hard. And if you sort of Bedworth are a good team, I know we probably should have beaten them. But if we're trying hard, that's what we want. We don't want to see them not trying hard, I suppose. And
that's the minimum, isn't it? That's what we expect.
Exactly.
We certainly got that yesterday.
And
can't fault them.
There's been very few games, I think, where players have not put 100% effort in. I know you work really hard behind the scenes, looking at the stats and getting the guy, and that's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly helps as well. And there's a real competition in the dressing room, and who's covering the most distance and who's got the best work rates. Everything's tracked now. It has been for 9 or 10 games. But the lads are disappointed, but they're a smashing group. The lads, they really are.
Yeah.
They're very honest as well, and it's about putting it right now.
Well,
it's another big week for us.
Well, talking about the competition, I think Hayes' goal on Saturday put him. So he's now scored more in a season than Gavin Allett has ever scored in a season for Frickley, and it's only February. And I think going on the stat men, so Ken and Mick have done the research here. Is now the 3rd highest scorer post-war in a season, Hayes. So that's not bad going, is it?
It's not bad at all. And I thought his performance was a lot better yesterday than it was against Alvechurch.
It was,
went missing a little bit. This will be the first one to admit, but the big games is where you really need Hayes, and he stood up to it yesterday. He put a real shift in, so I was really pleased for him.
He did, and we need Gav. We need Gav getting the goals in.
Yeah, I think we do. Gav gives us. The goals obviously, but so much more. He's a fantastic captain, he's a great bloke, and he absolutely works his socks off. And when we talk about the competition within the group, he's in the top 1 or 2 on most of the different areas, and one of the elder statesmen in the team as well. But he leads by example, Gav. But yeah, it's 11 games to go. It's exciting times to be actually in the run for the playoffs, and maybe that second automatic. Who knows? But we've just got to get some results together, and you don't win 8 or 9 games on the bounce if you're a bad team. So
no, you don't.
And definitely there.
And I think JC back and Sam in the team's a real positive as well. Do we go all out on Tuesday to get the win?
Well, we've got to, yeah. I mean, it's an important competition for us, especially with the club's history, and he hasn't won it 14 times. If we win it again, we've set the record, which I believe we jointly hold with Sheffield Wednesday. So yeah, we're going at it, and just hopefully it's on because the forecast isn't looking good. And I believe if it is postponed, then it's at our place on Saturday.
Right. Okay.
Because this is a priority. The Sheffield and Elementary Cup over the league games. But that's the way it is. So we'll just get on with it. Be a strong side on Tuesday.
Well,
for sure.
Well, let's hope it's on, because coincidentally, whether this is coincidence or not, last time we beat Market Drayton 6-0. We had a bit of a blip after that. We lost at Lincoln and drew against Romulus, and then we played Addersley, and that was the start of our winning run, wasn't it? So we've had
it'd be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah.
So we've beaten Market Drayton 8-0, had a bit of a blip, and we've got the Sheffield Cup to get back onto that winning run, and hopefully till the end of the season, eh, Spen?
That'll do for me, mate. Absolutely.
Good stuff. Well, we'll see you on Tuesday, and good luck to you and the boys. All right.
That's great. Thanks a lot, Chris.
Cheers, Spen. Thanks.